How's it going out there, everyone? I wanted to talk to you today about a movie that probably is scaring the heck out of everyone in Hollywood. The Sound of Freedom, a movie about sex trafficking and one man's mission to fight to stop it, or at least get it under control. And what is probably scaring the heck out of these people right now in Hollywood is the fact that this movie was the #1 movie on the 4th of July. Indiana Jones got blown out of the water by it. What is surprising and amazing about this, never mind the story itself, about the true history behind this, is some of the things that I've learned about it. Number one thing that just surprises me is the fact that this thing was made by 20th Century Fox, and before it could be distributed, Disney bought it and buried it. They decided to shelve it. It took a year for the producers of this movie to get the rights away from Disney and hand it over to Angel Studios before they could get any movement on it. But unfortunately, before that happened, COVID hit, and that crippled this movie for a long time. But again, the thing that blows my mind in all of this is the fact that Disney owned this movie and sat on it. That's kind of funny when you consider that Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny was blown away by this. Sounds of Freedom, #1 movie in America on the 4th of July. Now, this is coming from Angel Studios, and the article was made on July 6th. Oh, gee, that's today. On the 4th of July, Sounds of Freedom came in at #1 in the U.S. box office. It rose above Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, Eternals, and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Now, Neil Harmon, CEO of Angel Studios, says, thanks to the fans around the country, Sounds of Freedom earned the top spot of America's #1 movie on Independence Day. We received numerous messages telling us theaters are either packed or sold out. The movie has taken on a life of its own because of something more than a grassroots movement. With an A+ cinema score rating. That's amazing. I love this, people. An A+ cinema score. We're topping, excuse me, we're the top rated movie in America, and we're going to see word of mouth spread even further going into the weekend. The word needs to be, the, the world needs to see Sound of Freedom, and we know that our biggest competitive advantage, our incredible fans and investors, are going to make sure that that happens. People, I haven't seen the movie yet, but I want to. It sounds great. I'm going to even take my kids to it because the world we're living in right now, these type of things, they need to be made aware of, to be made aware of the strangers and the stranger danger thing. It's just very important to me and a lot of other people out there to get the word out. Now, some people are calling this a faith-based movie because it's produced or distributed by Angel Studios, and they have produced a lot of Christian movies, and I love some of their work. This to me looks like it's going to be an amazing story to watch. I mean, sex trafficking, I did not realize how bad it was. I mean, I knew it was bad, but I just had no idea. And the fact that America is one of the worst ones about this, about not stopping it. That's what blows my mind. I did a little research into it, and it didn't tell me where we rated in the system, but it did tell me we are one of the worst. And that, considering the amount of technology we have in this country, the border, the amount of military, the finances we could invest into putting an end to this. It blows my mind that it is the way that it is. It's an unforgivable situation, and we need to spread the word about this film, and we also need to tell our politicians to knock it off with their politics and do something about this. Now, an article I found from Deadline, Sound of Freedom and Indiana Jones, duke it out. Hey, duke it out on July 4th. Can Insidious, The Red Door, upset number one next weekend at the box office? Ooh. Well, I'm more interested in talking about Sounds of Freedom. Deadline wants to spin it a different way right here because as of 2 p.m. on the 5th, Disney Lucasfilm's Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny officially wins Tuesday 11,698 over over Sounds of Freedom's report of 11.5 million. Monday revised on Dial of Destiny was 11.7, which means business was even on July 4th. That that souls for any template on the holiday, 5 days on Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, 83.7 million. Previously, Angel Studios' Jim Caviezel thriller's Sound of Freedom came on strong Tuesday and gave Disney Lucasfilm's Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny a run for its money at the domestic box office. However, until actuals are reported, it remains to be seen who won. Okay, let's be honest about this, shall we? Deadline wants to spin this. Oh, it could be a neck and neck race between the two of them, but let's be clear about this. There is no, it doesn't matter whether this movie, Indiana Jones, made $11 million on Tuesday. It doesn't matter. What matters about Indiana Jones is, can it break even? Can it make a profit? And we've gone through this a little bit, and your other YouTube channels have covered this as well, is the fact that Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny had a $329 million production cost. And when you add up all the other figures, like the the movie theaters getting their percentage of it, production costs, paying off loans, this movie needs to make somewhere around $900 million. And it just is not going to happen unless the movie gods decide to sit down and bless this film. As for The Sound of Freedom, the production costs I heard was somewhere around $5 million, and it's taken in over $14 million. The movie is just nothing but a cash cow at this point on. And I'm going to go back to an argument that I made several videos ago. I think the reason that Sound of Freedom is doing well versus Indiana Jones is that a lot of people are getting burnt out on franchise films. And Sound of Freedom is a different movie, one that no one's ever seen before. It's also telling a true story. And it's got a good message to give. Are we going to fight this stuff? Meanwhile, over Indiana Jones, the message they give there is, if you get too old, we'll send some obnoxious woman in to tear you down and make you feel like you're worthless. Well, I'd like to hear your thoughts and comments on this, my friends. Sound of Freedom sounds like it's going to do good. Indiana Jones and a Dial of Destiny is dialing up to be a complete failure. Drop your thoughts, your comments below. Let me know. And until the next time, my friends, God bless.